Hey, I'm Nic Shimonek.
I'm Nic Shimonek,
and you're watching PeopleInHD. I design and contract houses all around the DFW, really within an hour of the DFW, and then we just started Line Up Los Angeles Clothing Company. So that's mainly our main project right now that we've been working on.
Yeah, I'm a personal trainer in Los Angeles, typically with people in the NFL, but I have a few entertainers as well. So yeah, and like he said, recently started this clothing line. So now it's the project of the moment.
Something we're having fun with for sure.
For sure. The
clothing line for me was more of like, it was more started like as a passion project. I was always super into the clothing, that was like, I feel like at one point in everybody's like life growing up, they become obsessed with like that one thing. We were always in sports for sure. That was like what heavily influenced a lot of it. But the clothing in general, I would just sit online and look at product after product after product. It just like became my obsession at night. I didn't watch TV. I just got on the computer. That was like my thing.
Yeah, and I'm into the clothing as well, not as much as him. So he's pretty much the brains behind all the creations and stuff. So I feel like I'm just in a position right now to put the shirt on the right people. I know the right people being out in Los Angeles, whether it be people to wear the shirt or where to get the shirt from in the first place. It's kind of like the fashion hub, I feel like.
For
maybe.
Sure. And super busy. You're like super business oriented. So
yeah.
The stuff I don't want to do, he can do, and the stuff he don't want to do, I'm doing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like a perfect little mixture.
So it's a perfect mixture, yeah.
And that's why I think it works. That's why I think wanted to do it together for one thing, and for another thing, it's been pretty smooth so far because I don't really get in the way of none of his shit, and he don't really get in the way of none of my stuff. So it's like,
yeah.
we discuss everything together. Like we always been close enough that we can come to each other. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. And if we turn it down, we ain't about to get mad at each other over it or nothing like that. If it's not a good idea in the other one's eyes, whether it's him saying something about design and I'm like, he ain't about to go off and just get mad about it.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
And I've even said before, like, you're the creative,
for
like
sure.
Everything, even not just the shirts that we got right now, but everything moving forward.
Facts.
You just let me like check it off, like confirm.
And I feel like we both care about both though, and I went to business school. He went to business school too, but
so you still help me out.
Always
the business side.
The design part for me, I don't know. I was just always obsessed with products. It didn't even have to be fashion in general. It was just products in general. I was always just looking at sneakers, streetwear, just products in general. I was always fascinated with. And from like a young time of looking at that, I could remember looking at products and thinking like, man, that's kind of trash. Or looking at product, like already knowing off bat, kind of like I had a strong opinion on stuff at a pretty young age as far as products goes.
Which leads us into why we wanted to do this, is because we just wanted to make like a shirt that, first of all, we would wear. Yeah. And we just felt like everybody could.
Yeah. Started with just a shirt.
Yeah.
And we would just try to make something that we would want to wear.
Yeah.
The homies would want to wear. Like.
Yeah.
Give a few out, and then it got just a good response. It went good on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So then we was like, well, maybe we should make a few. I actually made some hats like 5 years ago that had the Line Up on it. And it was just like for me, him, he had one. It was never no like company or nothing like that. It was just like some hats we was just wearing around. And then we just decided, maybe talking like late last year, early this year, about turning it into something a little bit bigger than what it was before. They would build all our houses growing up and stuff like that. At like maybe like around 10 when we started all that, we would have full like creative direction of our room and stuff. So that started at like a young age. Like
got to big. I remember I had like 3 or 4 different colors on my wall.
Yeah,
I mean, it was, you know what I'm saying. But it looked good. She wouldn't let us do anything crazy.
No, all the way into like our bathrooms when we was young. We was picking out the stuff for it, all the floors, all that. We had it was just she started us on that real young. And then also our dad was a basketball player. Both of our parents are athletes, so we was mainly in sports. It's kind of what influenced our whole thing growing up. But we grew up going to our dad still when we was like all the way up
4 or 5.
Yeah, all the way up till I was like 8 or 9, 10 maybe. He was still playing in basketball tournaments, like in the inner city, downtown Dallas and stuff. So that's mainly every single weekend. That's where we were. So that influenced mainly like where our style came from here. And we kind of grew up outside of here really, where it was more of like
out in the country,
pretty much. So we weren't really, there was no one around us that influenced in that kind of way. It was mainly us growing up at them basketball tournaments in downtown Dallas, right under 30 basically. That we was walking around listening to that type of music, like nothing real. I don't know. We didn't really have any influences around here. And our dad was like a big basketball player, so he had us
always in Jordans and
Nikes from like the time we were born, stuff like that. And
sure.
then mom has it. She has like being a creative person in interior design. She also has that same sense in fashion. She's kind of like out there a little bit. She does like her own
sometimes she'll buy something or she'll order something and I'm like, I don't know, but then somehow she pulls it off. So
that neither one of them, like I remember from a super young age noticing that neither one of them really cared like much about what other people thought about, other than like what kind of person they were. Never about like, dad wasn't around a lot of people that was wearing like, even in basketball, but being here, he wasn't around like a lot of people wearing like stuff like that he was putting us in. It was just kind of what he liked, so he was doing it. He didn't really care about all that. But I feel like the basketball tournaments up there is like my youngest memory of like, I would say, urban like style
music,
and like
loud.
Music. Yeah, you just walk
right,
around
like you said,
music.
it's right under 30. It's right under the bridge.
So it's nothing like
everything's just chaos. Kind of like what I'm in right now. I'm being in Los Angeles and West Hollywood.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like, it's kind of like everything's coming full circle.
I feel like just as being a creative people or a creative person in general, that I'm gonna sit here and listen to music before I'm gonna sit here and watch TV. Like that. So the inspiration, and I would say from a style wise, I definitely would like a lot of my style comes from musicians, present, past, whatever. But I think they probably carry the most over athletes. They probably carry the most like influence in style is musicians in general, where a lot of people, where they're starting the first things that people are coming after and doing and stuff like that. But nobody really, like back then, the first stuff I remember was like 50 Cent, like stuff like that. Like that's really what we grew up on, like 50 Cent and like that whole little era like that. Like his very first Get Rich or Die Trying, all that stuff from the early 2000s is what I remember first listening to as like a kid. I don't really remember nothing before that. Our dad's like big into like rock, like new rock, not and old rock, man. But he stays like up with the times and music. He's into music as well. He stays up with the times. Mom's kind of like whatever. She kind of does her own thing.
Listens to everything.
But dad, he always kept up with music. It was just a different style than we really listened to. But again, it was a different style than all the people around him was listening to as well. Like he kind of did his own thing on that. He was like a really like didn't really wasn't really like
everything.
We listened to everything for sure.
It's a lot different. It's growing up, graduating with like 55 kids, and then being in a city of like 4 or 5 million or whatever it is. It's crazy. Like the traffic's crazy. There's something going on at all times of the day, like 24 hours a day. There's something going on. But again, it's like it makes you, it almost forces you to like level up, because like I wake up every day thinking, shit, if I'm not doing something to like improve either this brand or my training, or just like, you know, myself in general, what somebody else is, you know, taking necessary steps to get to that point, or putting in the extra work to get to that point.
It's like a certain atmosphere out there. That,
it's just like you just feel
it just
hustle.
Feels a little bit different. A lot of people out there grinding. It's a lot of people out there successful, but it's 20 times as many people out there trying to get to that point. And they all kind of on your level of
And it just it just feels like everybody is just out there hustling.
Yeah.
Like it's just like you. That's what I told him. I was like, bro, you just got to come out here like as much as you can, because it's like a different vibe. It's a different atmosphere.
During the day, I'm doing house design. I still like when I can look through the clothing and stuff like that. But during the day, I'm mainly on house design and then contracting out houses. We usually have about like 4 to 5 going at once, so we stay pretty busy. But I feel like the clothing line is more of my like his working out. I don't really go to the gym or nothing. I don't really do that no more. I really, when I get done with the regular work during the day, and we work for ourselves too, so it's a nice that if I need to spend some time on the clothing, if we're dropping something that day, I don't have to go to work if I don't need to and stuff like that. But I feel like the clothing is more of my like release, where his release.
Mine is working out. Yeah, like my passion is probably training and working out and making people better in that sense, and then his is like doing all the creativity.
As soon as I'm here, that's pretty much all I'm thinking about. Or I'm looking at books. I'm on the internet looking at just figuring out what kind of design to do next, figuring out this or that. Yeah. But it's not when I get off work, I'm working again. It's really, that's what I'd be doing anyways. So I might as well be putting into something that we own instead of just putting into other people's stuff.
Yeah, for sure. As long
we've had a good response so far. Like we've only done the one shirt and we've done it in 2 different ways. We got some more stuff coming, but the one shirt we've done, we tried to do something that we like, but also anybody would like. It wouldn't have to be somebody super like a fashion head, but they would enjoy it. But also somebody that's like an athlete that don't really care that much about fashion, they think it's a cool shirt too, kind of thing. So
we've got pictures of people working out in it. Yeah, it's like really casual pictures.
Only the fit and the cut and the material was like big to me. I went through so many samples of blanks and cuts before coming down to what we ended up printing on. That to me, it wanted to be like a classic streetwear mixture, to like an undefeated. But a mixture of that to like a new age, what you consider like a more of a grungy, like high fashion, like a Rude or something like that, and kind of just be in the middle where not really, it's not like we were trying to get in the middle because nobody is really in that lane. We were more trying to get in the middle because that's kind of like the 2 ends that I like. So I was kind of just trying to mesh them 2 together. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I want to do like a mesh of these kind of styles because nobody does it. I was really just doing the mesh of those because that's what I liked. There's not really many brands like that. We want to make something
that everybody could get, like not something that's like a Dice Horse Monday where a shirt's like $150.
We didn't want to make it we didn't want to make it like a super expensive. But we didn't want to sit on the lower end of like a $20 t-shirt, which is cool for like a lot of things, but for the brand trying to build forward to get like the type of respect, we had to go through the cuts and the materials and end up on a little bit higher end, more in the 30s. Yeah. And we could really charge like for the material. It's all grown in the USA cotton. Really, we could be a little bit higher on the price point than we are, but then that takes away like a certain like. I would rather it be not on more people's backs, but on like, not everybody wants to buy a shirt for $50. Not everybody, like even me, whenever I'm doing all that stuff, I very rarely spend over $40 on a shirt, and when I do, I don't even really want to that much. So whenever I was trying to make something that I would really like, a price point that I really thought, as much product as I had looked through forever, if I got online and I saw that price point, it's not about to be like a thing you really got to think about. It's kind of a price point where you can really just like see it and you kind of grab it type of thing.
We both want to do like a lot of traveling, just like for sure being like making the transition to Los Angeles and seeing how much that influenced what we're doing right now. Yeah. Like trips to New York, Chicago, Japan, like just taking trips like that once the brand really gets going. Yeah. Just to get even more influence and more inspiration.
Using the trips for inspiration than anything. Not really like, we want to go. It hasn't been something I always really wanted to do. It turned more of like into once I started my own company, inspiration, whether it be for design for stuff during the day, like for the houses and stuff like that, just looking at the architecture and stuff. and then all the way to the clothing, just seeing how the native people in the cities or the countries dress, like when you're just walking around the street. We've been talking about really wanting to go to somewhere like Japan or something like that, where it's where a lot of the stuff gets head started over there and then comes this way, and just seeing that in the field rather than in photos online, and really seeing, like, being able to put your own eye on it, like, and how stuff
materials
fits people,
you know, like do everything,
all that stuff.
Get influence. Just really, it's just about grabbing inspiration and influence from.
Yeah, as soon as he got out to LA, I've spent a little time pretty much every month. Yeah, out there.
At least 1 or 2 weekends.
At least 1 or 2, times a month. I'll go out there for like 5 days, 4 to 5 days, and that really.
We'll go like downtown to the fashion district and like check out materials and
even just see
all the shops on Melrose and Fairfax right there.
Even just walking around like downtown and just. A lot of times I'm just paying attention to what people are wearing, how that might fit them, how it looks fitting their like body like that. I pay attention to a lot of like weird shit like that, I guess, but not necessarily the brand. I pay attention to the brands they're wearing, but I'm more looking like at the type of aesthetic they're really trying to pull off. And being out there, and then also spending a lot of time in Dallas too, is where I probably spend most of my time during the week. Looking and being in that, it's like it's like a real metropolitan. Dallas is very metropolitan, and LA is very like still kind of grungy a little bit. Like it's a city, you know, it's city, but it's real street oriented. Everything that takes place outside. Yeah. Where at Dallas, everybody's inside. It's so hot here. The weather out there is nice, so everything takes place outside. Like the vibe is just a lot different. Yeah. We did a couple projects with the shoe surgeon in LA. He was like the best at his field. He's like a real old school, like what you consider like a shoe cobbler. He takes a sole and rebuilds a shoe on it, where he can take a Jordan 1 and take it completely apart into every panel and then rebuild it up into like high quality materials. So we have done a couple collabs with him.
I trained him in Los Angeles. So we have a really good relationship.
We've done some shoe design like in that aspect, but like as far as our own silhouette, that's not really anything we've ever thought of. We're working on hats right now, which that'll be like the next thing coming after these couple shirts, and we're just doing a restock on the shirts now. But this is the only time we'll really do anything like that, like a restock. It sold out the first time, so we're gonna bring a few back, just a little limited quantity for the people that kind of missed out on this first like
just what we're still getting
product that has like the main logo on it. The main thing. Where after this, we'll kind of branch out into some different designs rather than just such a simple design. So the hats will be coming next, and then we are already working on fall, winter. So full hoodies, sweats, jackets, beanie, all the way down to pretty much everything winter-wise. But I feel like the point that we both made as we've gotten older is really to just put like positive energy out, and just the world will bring that kind of back around to you. So that's our main, like, we talk about that a lot. Our main like focus on, as both of us, is just putting positive energy out there, and that's like with the training. That's like like that was like his main way right then of doing it. Mine with the houses is kind of behind the scenes, so the clothing is another step I wanted to take, like for myself, and doing that and kind of just giving them more of that positive energy out there and just hoping for it in return. And it's been, since we've started really, like, we've always done that, but since we've made that like a focal point, like I feel like it's came back, like we've really noticed a change in some people around us, like big stuff
like this, like the clothing line. It's like everything's going good, you know. So like I just feel like the more, like you said, the more positive energy you can put out into the world, you'll receive back. So it's kind of the attitude that we take going into it above everything else. I would say mine is definitely my girlfriend, Kayla. She's the hardest working person. Like definitely the hardest working female, probably one of the hardest working people that I know. Like gets up day in, day out, works out at 4:30, whatever time in the morning, and then goes to work and works at times like 16, 17-hour days. Like it's incredible. And she's just day after day, super positive. So seeing her put in that work, again, like I told you earlier about the atmosphere in Los Angeles is like kind of like that hustler's mentality out there. I feel like everybody has it, and luckily I'm living with like the main person that has it. So like I said, seeing her do what she does day in, day out, it's definitely motivating to me. Obviously, like he said, both of our parents work extremely hard as well. But being with her, you know, so much, she's probably the biggest one for me.
Yeah. I'm still around our mom pretty much 5 days a week. So for like going on the influence from back then all the way up until now, I still see her do that stuff that I've been seeing her do forever, still every day. So it still motivates me 5 days a week to see
and
her.
Dad working like 2-3 jobs.
Yeah,
like
he would work. Yeah, when he didn't even really, not even that he had to. It was just like
he just wanted us to be able to have some extra stuff.
Yeah,
he was just doing it.
He just did it, and so I still see her do that pretty much every day. He still works hard. He's made it to the point now where he don't have to like bust his ass like that really. He more stays inside, gets to stay in the AC now. But her, I see her.
Sometimes he just works just to work though. He's like that type of person.
And then also 2000, I had a daughter in 2014, and that was like everything changed for me at that point. I came right out of college. I was like just had graduated business school. Didn't really know like what exactly I wanted to do. But whenever she came, it was like you basically got to figure that shit out now. So that like got me really like in a lane, got me to stay in a lane, got me to get into a place where it's something I'm good at and really like stay with it rather than be doing this all the time. So mainly just be a good person. Like that's the main thing I have went by is just try your best to just be a good person.
Yeah, and be yourself.
Be yourself. Be yourself 100%. That's a big deal. Like, and in school it's hard to do that. It's hard to be yourself in school. Like I feel like high school in general and like junior high and stuff like that, it's hard to really be yourself because so many people are judging you and stuff like that. But as soon as like you just gotta know, as soon as you get out of school, you can be and do whatever the hell you want to do. Like it doesn't matter what none of those people. It doesn't matter in school, but it's hard to tell a kid that's like 15, 16, like, hey, it don't matter what these people think, because they're in a way they're always gonna care like what those people think. I feel like. But mainly just be a good person. Put out positive energy.
I think thank you for the support so far, and
for sure.
Get ready for the stuff coming.
We're working hard on it. We're spending a lot of time on it. It takes a lot of time, but we've been spending the time.
It's fun. It's not even like it's.
So when I'm not out there, we'll sit on like FaceTime for like 2 hours at night or like an hour or whatever and just talk about like shit. And then we won't even end up, sometimes we don't even end up talking about the clothing line, but just about like random stuff during the day to kind of like what we're talking about, just being positive and stuff like that. And hang with us. We're gonna make some more cool stuff.
It's coming.
Stuff we like, stuff coming out.
It's coming.
We're gonna do some cool stuff with it, so it should be a fun thing.